let's dive in. Today, we're stepping into the world of Clayton Day and the Nearly Dead Café.
Ooh, interesting.
We've got the first few chapters and a bunch of reader reviews to unpack.
Yeah.
Get ready for secrets, reader reactions, and maybe even a craving for some coffee.
Or maybe something a little stronger.
Right.
Definitely. What grabbed me right away was how we're thrown right into the action.
Oh, yeah.
We meet Clayton, this, seemingly normal teenager, and boom, his life just blows up.
It's a rough start for him.
It is. The police barge in, accusing his father of murdering his grandfather.
Whoa.
Except Clayton's never even met the guy. He never even knew his grandfather.
It's a powerful hook, for sure.
Yeah, totally.
It's not just the arrest itself, it's how Clayton's mom reacts,
Right.
It's pure terror.
Yeah, there's something more there.
What do you think she's hiding?
Oh, that is the question, isn't it? This grandfather, Barnaby Hatch, there's definitely more to him than we see at first.
Like, a lot more.
Yeah, and all the secrecy just screams red flags,
Absolutely.
It feels like the author is purposely planting these seeds of doubt and intrigue from the very beginning.
Oh, totally.
And then, to make things even more wild for Clayton,
Yeah.
he ends up this place called the Nearly Dead Café.
Which is not your typical coffee shop.
Oh, no, not at all. It's like this in-between space.
Right.
Existing somewhere between life and death.
It's a liminal space.
Totally. They describe moving cityscapes outside the windows, these strange customers like Frank, who won't even tell them the time.
Oh, yeah, Frank.
Like, what's his deal? It's unsettling, but also strangely attractive,
I think the cafe itself is one of the most interesting parts of the story.
I agree.
It's not just a place, it's a reflection of what's going on inside Clayton.
That's a good point.
He's lost his sense of normalcy, his family's falling apart, and he's thrown into this situation he just doesn't get.
Yeah, he's lost.
And the Nearly Dead Cafe becomes his weird safe space. A place where impossible things suddenly seem, well, possible.
Exactly.
And then we meet the proprietor,
Oh, yeah.
the mysterious owner.
The one with the deal.
He gives Clayton this life-changing choice.
You become a time-traveling detective, or you face certain death.
Those are some serious stakes.
No kidding.
What did you think about the deal? Was the proprietor being sincere, offering Clayton a real chance? Or was it more like a manipulation tactic?
That question really stuck with me.
Yeah.
The proprietor is such an enigma,
Right.
His motives are totally unclear.
We don't know what he wants.
He dangles these amazing perks, go into the past, special abilities, a super cool uniform.
Sounds awesome.
It does, but there's this underlying feeling of unease,
Yeah.
Is he actually good, or is there something else going on?
He gives me bad vibes.
Me too.
Yeah.
And Clayton's not alone, right? He's paired up with Abigail Rothschild.
The veteran secretaire.
She's seen everything.
He's the ultimate mentor figure.
Totally.
But part of me wonders if all those centuries of experience could be hiding some secrets of her own.
Oh, that's interesting. Abigail is such a fascinating character.
He is.
Full of contradictions.
Right.
She's strong, practical, and obviously really good at time travel.
Yeah.
But there's also this vulnerability to her,
Oh, yeah.
especially when it comes to Clayton.
Like she sees a bit of herself in him.
I think so. The potential to be great, but also the potential for, heartbreak.
For sure. Their first mission is to unravel the mystery of Barnaby Hatch.
Right.
The grandfather Clayton never knew.
And where do they start?
The Nearly Dead Cafe's huge library.
Makes sense.
But instead of finding answers, they hit a wall.
A big one.
There are NO records of Barnaby Hatch.
It's like he never even existed.
What does that tell us about how deep this conspiracy goes?
It's a huge turning point. It means this isn't just some simple murder mystery. There are forces at work that are way bigger, way more powerful than Clayton could have imagined. The author's woven this web of intrigue, and this missing record is like the spider in the middle of it all.
That's a great analogy.
Before they can dig further, though, Clayton has to learn how to time travel.
Time travel 101.
And it's not as easy as hopping in a DeLorean.
No, it's not.
Abigail explains the rules. They can only watch the past, not change it.
Right.
It's like being a ghost in your own memories.
Wow.
How do you think that limitation will impact Clayton's investigation?
Oh, it brings up all sort of ethical questions, doesn't it?
It does.
Clayton wants to clear his father's name, prove he's innocent.
Of course.
But knowing he can't step in and change anything, he can only watch things happen.
Right.
That's got to be incredibly frustrating.
For sure.
It forces him to become a detective, to think strategically, to use what he sees to solve the puzzle.
Exactly. Their first time slide takes them back to the crime scene. Clayton's father's arrest.
Heavy.
He's not just reliving it. He's looking at it with a detective's eye, searching for clues.
Yeah.
And that's when they overhear this conversation between his parents that changes everything.
Oh, yeah.
They're talking about secrets, about packing up, about running away.
That's intense.
It is. What do you think about that shift in focus?
It's brilliant, honestly. The author throws us into a whole new layer of mystery.
I agree.
It's not just about Barnaby Hatch's murder anymore.
Nope.
It's about family secrets, the lies we tell to protect the people we love.
You start to question everything you thought you knew about Clayton's family?
Absolutely. And then, as if that wasn't enough, we get another player in this whole thing. The FBI.
Right.
It turns out they've been investigating Barnaby Hatch for years.
Years.
And they're not just interested in the murder. They seem to be after something else entirely.
What do you think they're really looking for?
That's a great question. The FBI's involvement just adds another layer of complexity to everything.
For sure.
Are they good guys or bad guys? Are they trying to help Clayton, or are they using him to get to something bigger? And just when Clayton and Abigail are getting close to the truth, they run into a major obstacle.
Uh-oh.
They can't time slide past the moment Clayton arrived at the cafe.
Well,
it's like he's somehow messing with the flow of time.
That's wild.
So then we meet Damon.
Who Damon?
The cafe's tech expert.
Right.
And he tells us about this interesting idea, the rule of threes.
The rule of threes.
He thinks that when three strange things happen at the same time, it means something even bigger is about to go down.
Okay.
And guess what? The time glitch, Clayton showing up, and Barnaby's missing records, that's three strange things.
Oh, wow.
Do you think this rule is just a superstition, or is there more to it?
It's definitely creepy to think about.
It is.
Is Clayton just caught up in all this, or is he somehow the cause of these weird events?
That's a really good question.
It's one we need answers to.
We do. It's a question that hangs over everything as we move forward.
I can't wait to see what happens next.
Me too. We left off with Clayton and Abigail stuck in a time loop. Can't move past Clayton's arrival at the nearly dead cafe, and Damon's rule of threes is giving us some serious foreshadowing.
Yeah, it's intense. But before we jump back into the whole time travel thing, let's look at how readers are reacting to this story.
Good idea. People are loving it just as much as we are.
What's interesting is how everyone's responding to the world building. They love the descriptions of the cafe.
Yeah.
You know, the moving cityscapes, those quirky customers. It's like they can almost feel the atmosphere, the otherworldliness of it all.
Some reviewers even mention wanting a turkey sandwich after reading about Clayton's first meal there.
Oh, the scrambled egg sandwich. I know exactly what they mean.
Right. Apparently the author's descriptions are that good.
It just shows the power of using sensory detail.
Absolutely.
You ground the fantastical elements in real experiences like enjoying food.
Yeah.
And suddenly the impossible feels possible, even like desirable.
It's a smart way to pull readers in. Make them feel like they're right there with Clayton.
Experiencing everything firsthand.
Exactly. It's not just the setting, though.
Okay.
Readers are really connecting with the characters.
Especially Clayton and Abigail.
Yeah?
A lot of the reviews mentioned their bond.
Right.
How Abigail's, ancient wisdom clashes with Clayton's being so new to everything.
Totally.
Creating this really cool mentor-student dynamic.
There's something so relatable about that, isn't there? I mean, we've all had mentors who helped us along the way.
Yeah.
Guided us, challenged us.
Exactly. And in a story where time is so messed up,
right,
having a mentor like Abigail is crucial.
Absolutely. She's not just teaching Clayton about time travel.
Right.
It's more than that. She's teaching him about life.
About choices, about trusting your gut.
It's a theme that really seems to click with readers.
Yeah.
Especially those who want more stories in this world.
Well,
they want to see what other adventures Clayton and Abigail have.
To explore all the corners of the nearly dead cafe.
And uncover those secrets hiding just beyond the doors.
It speaks to how well the author built this world.
It does.
It's familiar, but also completely fantastical.
Yeah, a world where anything's possible.
Where time bends and secrets hold all the power.
But let's not forget about the big mystery here.
No.
Barnaby Hatch disappearing, Clayton's dad possibly being the murderer.
Right.
Remember, they hit that time slide wall while watching the FBI interrogation.
Yeah. So where do they go next? Well, they can't go back to the murder itself. Because time sliding needs specifics, right?
The details.
Yeah. So instead of focusing on when and where,
Okay.
they focus on who.
Interesting.
They go back to the police station, but this time they're watching the FBI agents who are interrogating Clayton's dad.
That's smart.
They figured the FBI must have done their homework on Barnaby,
Yeah.
so they must have some information.
Even if it's just a little bit.
Right.
They think even if Clayton's dad is innocent,
Yeah.
the FBI might reveal something while they're questioning him. Exactly. Like a detail about Barnaby's past, maybe his connections, or even who his enemies were.
Right, anything.
But as we know, nothing in this story is ever simple.
Oh, no.
As they're watching the interrogation, time freezes. Again.
Wait, what?
And this time it's not a problem with their remote or anything.
No way.
It seems directly connected to Clayton himself.
Whoa.
Every time his father looks in Clayton's direction, or where Clayton would be if time wasn't frozen, everything just stops.
That's both amazing and terrifying.
It is. It's like Clayton's presence is messing with the fabric of time.
Does this tie back into the rule of threes? Is this something bigger Damon was talking about?
It definitely adds another layer to the mystery, doesn't it?
For sure. We have to ask, is Clayton just caught up in all of this, or is he actually the cause of it?
It's a question that just hangs over the rest of what we read.
Yeah.
And before they can even wrap their heads around it,
Right.
Abigail grabs her secretary key and whisks Clayton right back to the cafe. Talk about a cliffhanger. So we left off with Clayton back in the nearly dead cafe after that intense FBI interrogation.
Yeah, whisked away just as things were getting really weird with time freezing.
It's clear his presence is messing with time somehow, which brings up even more questions, right?
It does. But what I find interesting about this section is the contrast,
Oh, yeah.
The author puts these really intense, almost scary moments right next to scenes that are totally cozy and nice.
Right, like just as Clayton is dealing with the fact he might be bending time, we get this description of his first real meal at the cafe.
You mean the scrambled egg sandwich?
The one Abigail says will make him forget all about normal food.
That's the one. And the way the author describes it, the fluffy eggs, the perfect toast, that little bit of sweetness.
It makes you hungry just reading it.
Right. It's like the cafe is giving Clayton a taste of paradise in the middle of all this crazy stuff.
It is. It's like even in a place between life and death,
Yeah.
there's still room for simple pleasures.
Makes the cafe even more appealing.
It does. Even more of a safe space. But before he can really think about that, Abigail takes him to the secretary's sleeping quarters. No more uncomfortable couches for our time traveler.
An upgrade. And of course, we can't forget about the pajamas.
The pilot outfit.
Abigail must have gotten a kick out of that.
Totally. It's a small thing, but it adds some humor to the story.
Yeah.
Reminds us that even with all the serious stuff happening, Clayton's still a teenager at heart.
Exactly. Worn out from everything that's happened.
Yeah.
Clayton falls asleep. And that's where the excerpts end.
Leaving us hanging.
I know. But even without the full story,
Right.
we do have those reader reviews to give us a peek at what might be coming next.
And it seems like people are just as hooked as we are.
Totally. They love the plot twists, the world the author created, the characters.
Yeah.
Lots of them are already asking for a sequel.
Wanting to know what happens next.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What secrets Clayton ends up finding out.
So, as we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah,
we have more questions than answers.
we do. What really happened to Barnaby Hatch?
Is Clayton's dad actually the murderer?
Or is there something else going on, something even worse?
And what about Clayton and how he's affecting time?
Right. If the proprietor's trading in secrets, what's he doing with them?
And why is Clayton's case so important?
Does Damon's rule of threes mean Clayton is the reason for the time glitch? And if so, what does that mean for him?
So many questions. The Nearly Dead Cafe definitely holds more secrets than we first thought.
It does. But one thing's for sure.
What's that?
Clayton Day and the Nearly Dead Cafe is a story that sticks with you.
Oh, absolutely.
It makes you think about time, about choices,
Yeah.
about the secrets inside us and the world around us.
So to everyone listening,
Yeah.
consider this your invitation to keep exploring.
Go read Clayton Day and the Nearly Dead Cafe.
Step into this world of time-traveling detectives, tough choices, and hidden secrets.
What secrets would you uncover if you had the chance?
Until next time, happy reading, everyone, and keep diving.